Good afternoon, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile TV International, Egypt's voice to the whole world. This is Dream Tamer welcoming you into a new episode of this show, Africa Today. And let's have a main look on the latest developments in Africa as we are having a main look on the different countries of Africa and the African region. And we start with the advisor, Prof. Moukhtar Darwish, and also the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, Badr Abdel said the ties with the African continent have witnessed a significant boost in the past 10 years. On the following report.
In an interview on the sidelines of Minister Abdel visit to Tanzania as part of the joint cooperation between the two countries, he said Egyptian presence in Africa is not limited to the political aspect alone, but also includes economic, commercial and cultural fields. He said the establishment of the Egyptian Export and Investment Guarantee Agency in Africa is clear evidence of Sisi's directives to strengthen economic and trade relations with the African continent. He said the launch of a financing mechanism to implement water and development projects in the countries of the Southern Nile Basin confirms the Egyptian approach to supporting the development of relations with the African continent. Abdel said that the Julius Nyerere Dam project in Tanzania is a massive project being implemented for the first time by a consortium of Egyptian companies, which represents a significant addition to the expertise and work of Egyptian companies on the African continent. He also said the completion of this dam is one of the most prominent signs of the success of Egyptian companies which have gained extensive experience within Egypt. Abdel said this project will represent a turning point in the activity of Egyptian companies outside Egypt, whether in Africa or even in Europe or Asia.
To know more details about this, I'm delighted to interview over the phone advisor Professor Moukhtar Darwish. Professor Mohamed, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First of all, on the sidelines of his visit to Tanzania, Foreign Minister Abdel said that Egyptian presence in Africa is not limited to the political aspect alone, but also includes economic and commercial and also cultural fields. So how do you read this statement?
I'm reading this statement because it's very important. Africa is the one circle of for Egypt, and even also is the defense of it. Must to taking care about the economy and the commercial, must to have a very complete future for Africa. So the Egypt government and the president taking care about Africa because it's like we say, it's one line for us. Mm-hmm. So they must have them creations and them good futures for them. So that's why they needing the loan and needing to open more market in Africa and to be communicate with them to open all to increasing the economy for Africa, especially for Tanzania, for the last visit for our foreign minister there.
Yes, of course. And also regarding the Egyptian-African relations in recent years and the shuttle diplomacy in past months, how do you weigh the role of the Egyptian Export and Investment Guarantee Agency in boosting cooperation with African countries, especially that we have witnessed a long period of relations with the African countries, that Egyptian government has renewed and re-strengthened the relations with African countries. So how do you comment on this?
I comment on this. This definitely show how much Africa is important for Egypt, and from the president to the government, the Egyptian government, because Africa is really is growing, but need somebody to support them, put them on the track. If Egypt with Africa communicate and cooperate together, as for my experience, it could be more than European Union, by the way. Why? They need just implementation. They need just somebody know how to attack again to the market, how to gain Africa, and using the keys and all the God support in Africa from all things is there, from gold to petroleum to everything is there, but need somebody know how to using that. That's why Egypt is very pushing that to get investment in Egypt and in Africa, sorry, and Egypt also try to guarantee any somebody need to implementing or trying a business and starting a business in Africa and try to finalize and fixing any problems and any trouble in Africa to put them again in the track or the future and the track of the investment, because really Africa is very open whole market, but need somebody know, get you, as I mentioned in business, get the know-how.
Yes. Professor Mohamed, taking from your words, you have mentioned and talked about the investments and the role of Egypt supporting the African countries, and also Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati said that the launch of a financing mechanism to implement water and development projects in the countries of the Southern Nile Basin confirms Egypt's approach to supporting developmental relations with Africa. How do you elaborate on the Egyptian interest in this specific field?
Minister Abdulati really doing a very, very hard effort to pushing investment in Africa, and he trying to do all using the communication and using post-tracking with European Union, with also with all the places to get investment and try to guarantee the international banks, the international funds to open a market, to open also a business and investment in Africa. Really, Africa is like a piece of gold. I mentioned that. Yeah, really, it's a piece of gold. But know how it's the value of that gold. But this is why President Minister Abdulati trying to do see the gold for other. Who need to investment, try to pushing and found a good solution and suitable solutions, and also with not to pay or and to cost Africa more. In less price, as we saying in the business, less cost, and we mentioned in business also with using cost reduction. No cost for much on the countries in Africa countries. So that's why them try to implementing them, try to putting again in the market, in the views, in the scenes. Africa had several things to using and to do, but need some management, need some good communication, need them win-win business, not to take from them and leave them, all right? So, and also try to Egypt try to find a suitable solution dedicated to internal things in economy, and also in what we mentioned no more war in Africa. Egypt tried to solution to find the suitable things to not found again anymore, because any war in Africa led us to go again to the back, at least 5 years. But Egypt don't want that, and the foreign minister, Minister Abdulati, try to get in and focus on Africa and put in keys and an eyes and ear for Africa daily, to find every updating to them and to put them again. We are not less than, I'm really mentioning it, we are not less, Africa is not less than European Union, but we need just some money, some financial solutions, and some suitable solutions and good economic cooperation to get them to be on the top again, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Advisor Professor Mohamed Moukhtar Darwish, for all these details. Thank you so much for being with us in Africa Today. And reviewers, moving to the next report. In the fifth round of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, Sierra Leone claimed a 3-1 win over Guinea-Bissau. The result bolsters Egypt's national team in their quest for qualification. More details in the following report.
Sierra Leone secured a crucial 3-1 victory over Guinea-Bissau in the fifth round of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers on Thursday, a result that bolsters Egypt's national team in their quest for qualification. The win leaves Guinea-Bissau with 6 points in the third place, while Sierra Leone move into second place in Group A with 8 points ahead of their upcoming clash with Egypt on Tuesday. Sierra Leone opened the scoring with Mustafa Bundu in the 19th minute, followed by Musa Kamara doubling the lead in the 61st minute. However, Guinea-Bissau's Tamble Monteiro managed to pull one back in the 69th minute, but Ibrahim Touré sealed the victory for the hosts with a goal in the 6th minute of added time. The Pharaohs, currently leading the group with 10 points from 4 matches, could extend their advantage to 16 points with victories over Ethiopia on Friday and Sierra Leone next week, positioning themselves closer to securing a qualification berth. Guinea-Bissau will face Burkina Faso on Monday in the 6th round, a match that could reshape the standings before Egypt's decisive fixture. With Burkina Faso trailing Egypt by 2 points, the Pharaohs aim to tighten their grip on the group lead and avoid any last-minute drama in the 9-group CAF qualifiers, where only the group winners secure direct berths.
The Comoros, officially the Union of the Comoros, is an archipelago country made up of 3 islands in southeastern Africa. Here's a closer look at the country.
The Comoros, officially the Union of the Comoros, is an archipelago country made up of 3 islands in Southeast Africa, located at the northern end of the Mozambique Channel in the Indian Ocean. Its capital and largest city is Moroni. The religion of the majority of the population and the official state religion is Sunni Islam. Comoros proclaimed its independence from France on the 6th of July 1975. The Comoros is the only country of the Arab League which is entirely in the southern hemisphere. It is a member state of the African Union, the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and the Indian Ocean Commission. The country has 3 official languages: Shikomori, French, and Arabic. At 1,659 square kilometers, the Comoros is the 3rd smallest African country by area. In 2019, its population was estimated to be 850,886. The sovereign state consists of 3 major islands and numerous smaller islands, all of the volcanic Comoro Islands with the exception of Mayotte. Mayotte voted against independence from France in a referendum in 1974 and continues to be administered by France as an overseas department. France has vetoed a UN Security Council resolution that would have affirmed Comorian sovereignty over the island. Mayotte became an overseas department and a region of France in 2011, following a referendum which was passed overwhelmingly.
Dear viewers, this brings us to the end of this episode of Africa Today. That was Dream Timer with you. Stay tuned for more updates on the top of the hour on Night TV International. Thank you for watching.